They can make or break any president. Ask Obasanjo, Goodluck, Buhari, or Tinubu. Tonye Princeville speaks. According to the report from the Vanguard, Calabari Prince Tonye Princeville is a politician, film producer, and philanthropist who was the Labour Party candidate for Governor of Rivers State in 2015 and the Action Congress candidate in 2007. Reflected on the political dynamics and intervention by elders in River State, Princeville remarked, "As I mentioned, I have not been around, so I am not sure about the details of all the efforts made, and so I cannot speak about what I am not sure of. But I know our elders are very proactive, so I am very sure they would have waded in without hesitation. Some of their direct intervention I personally witnessed." He added, "But how much is enough and how many politicians listen to their elders? You can take the horse to the stream, but you cannot force it to drink. In the end, it is a family quarrel. It is just that it is affecting our state." When asked about potential solutions to the ongoing crisis in River State, Princeville identified a key issue. The number one factor that has plagued our state is presidential ambition. All of our Rivers governor wants to be president, but none of them made it. He elaborated on the problem, stating they control too much money and are surrounded by too much sycophancy, and consequently they perceive themselves as having too much influence. They can make or break a president. Ask Obasanjo, Goodluck, Buhari, or Tinubu. No fourth Republic can write his story and leave out the role of Rivers State governor at the time he was president. Princeville lamented the recurring pattern, noting that we are big, but all we are good is for use and dump, but we will never learn. When Rivers State sneezes, the whole country catches a cold. So there is a lot of interest in who becomes governor here, not always for positive reasons. However, he expressed cautious optimism about the current governor's lack of presidential ambition. The governor doesn't look like he may be interested in being president. This might be the difference that will allow us to focus within. Well, thank God say na their own person that they come as I talk this thing. No be outside and a River State na Port Harcourt person they talk. No wala. I think his analysis is right. Odile Amechi and Wike, who have stayed for 8 years, each truly desperate of becoming president, which is indeed a negative impact on seeking for power in that state. Now, this is what I'm going to say. Coming out to say they're controlling too much. You know they're not controlling too much. You only think you're controlling too much when you're not using the resources well. If you come in as a governor and you have projects to do, you understand? You're supposed to, as they see funds, as they finish projects, they look another one. Let's say you go face infrastructure, and you see something for inside health, you start to face health. You face health, as you see health, money they come. You see something for education. You see something about upskilling, helping the youth to find themselves, making them, you want to teach them skill, you want to empower them. My dear, you told that line. Now, so reasonable people, they do. Resources no dey too plenty. Nothing you go say too plenty. Nothing. Check am. Nothing you will come as I say too plenty. So I not agree with that one. Say resources plenty. Say over resources they worry them. No. Thank God this analysis is coming from a true brave Rivers man. I hope the people will learn. Just imagine how Rivers State would have been if they have concentrated a bit and used some sizable portion of the resources available to develop Rivers State. Akwa-Ibom, in spite of my reservation about him, at least use some Akwa-Ibom resources to launch the hitherto layback state to irreversible developmental mode. Do you remember visa lotteries back then? But do we learn anything at all from them? Do they have differences, political issues, others? How many tribes and languages are dwelling in the US now, doing well? When they meet there, do they continue same Nigerian type of fightings and oppositions? They were identified as Nigerians. That's the power of unity. But once back here, will break the laws. Thank you. Also, certain principles exist for early living. If neglected, we don't have results. Employer, employees. Anthony Blinken, at his last visit in Nigeria at the presidential village, expressed in parable to Africa, and that is Nigeria. The fact is, Africa had existed long. Certain towns and states in Nigeria as Niger area has existed long but on separate living from the era of Awolowo, Azikiwe, Sultan, all existed before 1914 that our formation was done. The advantage of such projections were similarities in languages, cultural values, etc. Do we have names of Nigeria, of lots of Nigerians doing great in America? That's not what we are talking about. That is not even what we are doing, what we are talking about. So yes, their problem be said in the comments and then they feel say and collect and get so much. Why? Because to me they even do too little. Even with the say and they try, then they do too little. Yeah. Thank God you pointed out how significant the River State is in the nation, but they have refused to use their potential correctly due to selfish ambition of the governors that have governed the state, prioritizing self-aggrandizement above the people. What a shame, my dear. Shame no be small shame. Alright. This is too much money. Okay, this is too much money they control. Did they earn too much money of River State Commonwealth, which they misuse? What it means is that River State people are incapable of constituting checks and balances of their governors. Hence, Wike sees himself as a demigod. He has amassed so much money to the point that both the presidency and the APC are cutting him, and the PDP cannot afford to discipline him. And River State are just watching him hold the state to ransom. What a shame. Shame is an understatement. I had this analysis with some of my friends, but they disagree with me. But thank God someone like you did this analysis again. At least I can prove my friends. I can prove myself, my friends wrong. As masters are not servants, but ethnic divide, coupled with deep sense of ignorance, reinforced by our penchant for the easy way out and lack of integrity, has robbed the populace of its sense of value, thereby giving the political class the edge in the affairs of the nation. The frustrations and hardship, strengthened by stomach infrastructure, has made many lose their bearing, settling for less rather than upholding the truth and fighting for our collective rights. We still really have a long way to go. All right. Prince Will has spoken well, but the remarks is a general malaise that has eaten deep into the conscience of our political class. Our political actors are power-drunk men who lack the initiative to drive reforms for the betterment of the people, force themselves on the people they joined. Okay. Who lack the initiative to drive reforms for the betterment of the people, force themselves upon the polity with one primary interest: to maim and lose the officers, to maim and load the coffers at all levels of governance. When men have nothing to offer, they create distractions. The fact is, for this nonsense to stop, the electorate must see themselves. Alright, on this note, I've come to the end of the news. We say thank you for tuning in to listen. Until I come your way next time, enjoy the rest of your day.